Roberto Di Matteo, mate.
So, good evening, good evening. We are back again, fresh off of the back of a 2-2 at Anfield. Still can't beat them, even though they really pretty much just couldn't be bothered in the second half, if I'm honest. Players still disappearing through injury. Our manager moaning like a baby in a press conference about injuries, red cards. Obviously, Mikel Merino got sent off. And it was a bit of a clown show, really, but that kind of summed up our entire season, guys. Make sure you sub to all the guys' channels. I will have them pinned shortly. And Jezza, how are you, mate? Happy Monday.
Yeah, it's a good day, mate. Lovely sunshine today. It's about 24, 25. Beautiful, beautiful. And yeah, it was another, wasn't it, yesterday? Disappointment, 2-2, 2-0 down very quickly. Dragged it back, as you said. Gave it 2 halves, really, when it's the old classic term. First half, it was all Liverpool. Second half, it was pretty much Arsenal. But yeah, disappointing end to the season. But you know, our manager, he's never going to be graceful, is he? You know, I see somebody today, a PSG fan, absolutely berating him. This guy was saying that Liverpool, when they were defeated by PSG on penalties, at least they were graceful. They said good luck to the PSG team. Not this guy. Not this guy. Arsenal are the best team in the competition. Well, we've just been kicked out, mate. So how are we the best team? This guy's laughing, man. Seriously. I think he must do it for clicks and likes or something, because what other manager in world football would talk like that? Seriously, this guy's a clown.
Well said, mate. Well said. DJB, how are you, mate?
Yeah, all good, mate. Had a busy day today in work. Was feeling a bit tired as well after the weekend. So, yeah, but apart from that, all good. The season's just fizzling out as expected. Feeling a bit like, you know, when you've had a fantastic holiday and it's like really buzzing and every day's been brilliant, nice weather, swimming pool, beaches, food, and you get to that last day and you got that feeling, oh, I've got to go home, and you feel really, really down. That's how I'm feeling now after this season. I'm feeling kind of down and kind of a little bit disappointed. It was a nothing game really yesterday. It was like a pre-season friendly. It was like a tournament game, if you like, in the pre-season tournament kind of feel to it yesterday. Liverpool kind of come out second half and they were just, you know, you could tell that we'd up the tempo and they just thought, oh, we can't be bothered, you know. So yeah, it's just feeling flat, mate, and I'm just now worried that this is how I'm going to feel next season, and I don't like it. I just don't like it, guys. I'm sorry, just don't like this feeling of being let down. You know, it's horrible. But oh well, we'll see, buddy.
Yeah, we will, man. We will. Matty, happy Monday, mate.
Yep, same as JB, man. Had to work today. Just got in a little tired here. Had to get an early start this morning. Yesterday's game, I mean, that result meant about the equivalent to me as watching Knight Rider 2000. Not much at all. Not much at all. As JB was coining the phrase yesterday, the horse is bolted, and it's all over the front yard, man. So I'm just ready for the season to be over with. Just that easy. I'm just ready to go ahead and see what we're going to walk into next year, even though I expect more of the same from this manager. So, but we're here.
Yeah, man. Happy Monday, Kenny.
Happy Monday to all the panel, as usual. You know, like I said, this weekend wasn't too bad, but I just want to say something to these Arsenal fans. What business is it of yours if Liverpool fans choose to boo one of their own? It's none of your business. The fact is, Trent Alexander-Arnold lives in a £2.5 million house in Wirral. He's paid loads of money over the years, and he's got a multi-million-pound contract. The thing he's paid for, apart from playing football, is to have no feelings. So as Trent, get on with it, mate, and don't kill a kidder, mate. Real Madrid will never have put a bid in December and January had you not alerted them to your availability. You forced through a move and engineered a move, mate. So if Liverpool fans want to boo you because they believe that Liverpool's just as big as Real Madrid and that they can win things like the Champions League and their domestic trophies, then they've got a right to boo you. As I said, Trent, you're played not to our feelings. And Arsenal fans, if you think, right, that Liverpool's bad behaviour is going to turn the clock back and they're going to dig 15 points and then we're going to have a shootout for the last game of the season, we'll get the league. Dream on. Mind your own business. Concentrate on matters at home because we've got a lot to unpack regarding our club.
Kenny, were you concerned about the banner that was unfurled yesterday?
As I said before, mate, it's one of those things, mate. With our fans in it, they worry about free kicks. Robertson trying to strangle Saka. I don't know, man. Saka, I didn't see Saka needing a neck brace afterwards. Just saw him dust himself down and carrying on playing. Our fans, the masters of deflection and delusion.
Nah, absolutely spot on, mate. It's true, but this is what it is, man. It's copium. It's a coping mechanism for our fans, a lot of them. Blame everyone else. Similar to our manager, isn't it? Yeah, this is the perfect manager for this fan base, the large percentage of them. Before we get started, let me grab these super chats. Trivia question from Riku. According to my math, there has been 7 players make at least 60 appearances for both Arsenal and Spurs. Can you name them? Minimum you must get right is 4. Adebayor, William Gallas, Willie Young, Pat Jennings,
Willie Young,
David Sol Campbell, David Bentley. Oh no, he didn't play 50. Did he play 50 games for us? 60 games?
No, I did really. Willie Young did.
There's 5.
And Cliff Robertson.
Oh, there you go. Give us the answers then, because we know we smashed that one. Come on, Bosh. Come on, Riku. Big up. Big up to here we go. We've got the answers. Let me grab that in a sec, mate. 1 second. Let's put the answers in if I can find them. There we go. Adebayor, Sol Campbell, Willie Gallas,
Willie Young,
Pat Jennings, Willie Young. There you go. Laurie Brown, Freddie Fox. Here we go. Fucking smashed it, lads. Smashed it. See, we know what we're talking about on here, mate, but we got no football knowledge. Do you know what I mean? We've got no ball knowledge.
No.
No ball knowledge, mate. We're all fake fans over here. Do you know what I mean? Big up to BFC Dale. Would you have? I'll start that again. Would have you lads taken 2 cups second in the semi-final? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I'd take finishing 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th every year if we win something. Couldn't care less about trophies. Doesn't matter where you finish. If you ain't finishing first, you've lost. So go and win a cup. Big up, mate. Big up to Scotty. Facts, Aston Villa, the only opposing team to win the title at Highbury, 1981. Beat Villa, but Ipswich 2nd, also lost, making Villa champions. There you go. That's a good one, isn't it? That's a good one. Big up Scotty. Big up to Zakar. Big up James. Why are some Arsenal fans more disappointed by banners yesterday rather than this season? That guy has a weird cult following. What the fuck is happening? Yeah, Gal had a flip out, mate. He was fuming about a banner. Like, bro, what we're doing here? It's a banner. Yeah, maybe if this stock clipped it zipped on the internet saying about PGMOL title, and our manager had a bit of decorum in a press conference instead of chatting shit, maybe, just maybe, they won't hold up banners. Just saying. Pretty simple, isn't it? But anyway, obviously we all watched the game yesterday, and 2-0, I think we were probably all fearing the worst, weren't we? And obviously second half, we got the goal. Who knew Martinelli could play up front, Ages? Who knew? And in the end, we decided to shut up shop by bringing on a shit ton of left backs. Shows the ambition of this manager, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, got to play them. He bought them. Shocking, really. At the end of the day, I was fearing. We went 2-0 down in less than 2 minutes, I think it was. And I thought, oh, dear God, no. Not at Anfield, please. They switched off the gas, really. Second half, they didn't really come out, did they? to be honest. And nice goal from Martinelli. And the rest of it is history. But what was Marino thinking in that challenge? He's on a yellow, loses the ball, goes in, takes the guy above his ankle, studs in. What are you thinking? What's the point of that? That play was not going anywhere, and yet you get yourself sent off. It's pathetic. These people, some of these players, man, need to learn some discipline. And unfortunately, I don't think they've got that direction because the manager hasn't got it either. And the manager leads from the top, supposedly. This guy doesn't. He's got no decorum about him. And some of the players haven't. I let players like Skelly off with a licence. He's young. He's keen. He wants to show himself. And, yeah, he's going to make mistakes. I get that. Marino, supposedly, is a little bit more experienced. But what are you doing? Going in with the studs up on above the ankle. You know you're going to get a straight red. Well, it was, as the referee did it, he gave it a second yellow red. It's pathetic, man. And once he went off, that was it. Game done. Game over. 2-2. And it could have been nicked by either team, be fair. But we need to make some big changes. Yeah, I'm supposedly told. We've got this Zubimendi coming in. Where's the striker, people? The one key position we've been missing for 2 seasons now. Where is he? I don't know much about Zubimendi. I've looked him up on transfer market and all that. Great, fantastic. We need that striker. We need the fox in the box. We ain't got it. We could have won that game against PSG the other night, right? If Saka hadn't spooned it, we could have won many games this season, which would have not been draws. They would have been 3 points. But we didn't get the striker in January again. And this manager is looking at midfielders again. Okay, yeah, I get it. We might need, to back up our midfield because I'm sure somebody's going out the door to get him in. Well, Jorginho, we know he's going. But, hey, I'm not going to cry about that one. But where's this striker, gentlemen? Where is he?
Hiding, mate. He's hiding. Let me share this real quick here, and then I'll get DJ's thoughts in. I need to run a few boxes down to my missus as well, so I'll just let you guys carry on there.
Yeah.
But I want to share this real quick because who knew? Arsenal to launch a new home kit later this week.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
We're expected to wear it against Newcastle. Get your new home shirt day. Yay. Celebrate second again. Olay. It might even be third. They might overtake us that day. Oh dear. Round and round and round we go, DJ. Sad times, isn't it, mate? Right, chat. I'll be back in literally about 3 or 4 minutes. We've just got to take about 5 or 6 boxes down.
Do you know what this is becoming? This is becoming actually. I feel it. I'm taking it personal now. I feel as if the club's taking the piece out of me. Really, we're the game yesterday. As I said, it was a foregone conclusion. Liverpool came out, put a show on in front of their fans to show why they're league champions. They went 2-0 up very easily. They could have gone 3 or 4 up very easily. They didn't. They came off the gas in the second half. We upped the tempo because we were playing for a bit of pride. Any team at that time would have done the same thing. And we put Martinelli down the middle. And again, the reason why I say are they taking the mick out of us fans is we was all crying out for that against PSG. The tactical change he made in the second half against Liverpool, again, we was all saying it the other night when we were 2-0 down against PSG. Why doesn't he change it? Why doesn't he put Trossard on the left? Why didn't he put Martinelli down the middle? Why didn't he take Odegaard off and put on Nwaneri? And this is what we've been saying all season. Why this? Why that? Why ain't he done this? Why ain't he done that? And when you question him, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to ask why.
No.
Because as we're all meant to know that the reason why he never is because he knows best. Well, clearly he doesn't, because when he made the tactical change yesterday, we looked a completely different team. Odegaard was getting on the ball a little bit more. He started to make shots because he had an outlet. He had pace through the middle, and that's what he thrives off of. It's clear to see, apart from the manager. So then I'll come down to the coaches. Why aren't the coaches telling him? Why aren't the coaches pulling him to one side and going, look, why aren't we doing this? I'm working with these players day in, day out. Why aren't we changing it? Because they're scared of him. Because he holds all the cards. And you're not allowed to say anything about this man. His coaches are not allowed to have any different viewpoints. Nothing. That's clearly obvious. So then it makes you think to yourself, well, if he'd have done these tactical changes in certain games throughout the season, perhaps we would have been a little bit more closer to Liverpool in the league. Mm. If he'd have made certain changes with his in-game management like he did yesterday, perhaps we'd be in a Champions League final. But we're not, because he didn't do it. So, I take that personally. You look around, you think, well, you take the piss out of me, because that's what we've been saying. And then the new kit gets launched this week. The Zubimendi, the heat was on Arteta the other day. There was radio stations and pundits and fans questioning whether Arteta's the man for the job. So what the club done, they announced the Zubimendi deal, just to take the heat and the gloss and take him out of the firing line. So suddenly now the narrative has switched from questioning Arteta to, Zubimendi's coming to the club. Let's talk about that. Let's not talk about the real stuff. Let's talk about Zubimendi. Yep. So whilst I've mentioned Zubimendi, let's talk about Zubimendi. Me personally, don't think it's the player we need. Me personally, think it's like for like. Zubimendi is exactly the same carbon copy replica of what we've been seeing all season. Sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards. I've said that this team needs a dynamic central midfield player. A Rocastle, a Paul Merson, a Rodgers, a Brady, if for those that know who Liam Brady is, someone that can get the game by the scruff of the neck, pick up the ball, drive forward, open the game up, make things happen, run at defenders, create space for other people. That's the player we need at Arsenal. That's the player we've been crying out for. We haven't had one, and we've now signed a robotic Zubimendi, like-for-like player, a carbon copy of Jorginho who we're letting go, Rice that's already at the club, and it's no one different. And again, I can't hear people are getting all excited because their names, Zubimendi, Gyökeres. And I've said, bring Gyökeres in at the club. Under this manager, Gyökeres is not the sort of striker Arteta likes. Arteta doesn't like strikers like Gyökeres. He likes strikers like Sesko. So if you think Gyökeres is going to score a hatful of goals, 20 plus goals, 24, 25 plus goals at this football club under this manager, you're wrong. You'd be lucky he gets 15. All right? Because at the end of the day, he's going to have players in midfield that ain't going to break the lines. And Gyökeres is going to be making runs like you saw Martinelli yesterday. That'll be someone like Gyökeres. Making runs, not getting picked out. Making runs into the channels, not getting picked out. Aimless crosses into the box, getting headed away. Trust me, guys, you can come back and, watch the first 6, 7, 8, 9 games of our next striker and then come back to this stream. because that's what's going to happen. And people can say, "Oh, you're negative. Oh, you know, how do you know? Well, how do you know what we might sign more players?" Well, okay then. Where's the money coming from? Because I've heard today that we're not going to release many players. We want to keep Trossard. We want to keep Martinelli. We can't. The fact of the matter is we can't. We've got to let big names go to bring players in. But it all comes down to the football manager at this football club. The way we play. I pointed out, for those that was watching on the channel yesterday, I pointed out the difference between a coach and a manager, and so did Matty, to a certain person that was on the channel at the time. And he kind of went away very, very quickly. Because the closing line of what the manager does at a football club is that they have sole responsibility of the outcomes, the tactics. Basically, in a nutshell, chat, they have sole responsibility of the final score of a football match. If it goes their way, brilliant, got his job right. If it goes wrong and they don't get over the line, it comes down to the manager. They have the overall say on how the system plays, how it's set up, how they play, where they play. Everything is down to the football manager. And this manager has not been able to find the winning formula in big, big matches. And I don't mean one-off matches against Man City when we're beating them 5-1. I don't mean one-off two-legged matches when we beat Real Madrid. I don't mean one-off matches when we beat Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup or we thump a Burnley from the other season. I mean big matches. I mean semi-finals. Bayern Munich, PSG, Newcastle, Carabao Cup, Man United. And the reason why Man United was a big match, and I'll stop end on this, the reason why Man United was a big match is because they're our biggest rivals in the FA Cup. And it doesn't matter whether you get Man United in the first round, the quarter-final or the semi-final. Whenever the Arsenal Football Club plays Manchester United, to us fans that are on here and of a certain age and everything else, to me, that's a final. Whether that's the first round, the second round, quarter-final, that is a final to me, and we lost it. That hurt like losing a final when we went out on penalties against Man United. And this is what young fans don't realise. Yeah. There are certain games that we don't like to lose. And that was one of them. So that was unforgivable. And then we look at next season. And the problem is, guys, with this manager, I'm looking at next season and I can't see the fog clearing for me to look forward and to me to look clearly. I just can't see it clearing, guys. It's still there in front of me. It's not clearing. I can't see any way out of it. And it's Matty, I'll leave it over to you while Lee's not here, but I find it very frustrating. So I'll let Kenny come in, my friend.
Okay. Yeah, I just for me personally, I think that I piggyback off what you said. I did a lot of thinking between the last night and today about this. Where we going? And I talked to the Potts earlier this morning, and for me, I'm really praying that Berta is setting him up for the okie doke, as we said out here, because you look at the direction. And after we got through talking last night and we got off with Lee last night, I went back to the back and I sat down. And I said, this is 5 years going on 6 years of the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, when does it stop? When does it stop? And you've got people coming out today upset with banners. You got the club rolling out kits. I mean, we were 15 points behind this team. We're 16 today. 16 points behind this team. Beginning of the season, everybody wrote him off. This was going to be our year. This was it. And did y'all hear what the injury is for Declan Rice?
Just heard it, yeah.
Another hamstring. Another one. Now, it's no coincidence. Kenny, I see you laughing. Kenny, you got what? 4 or 5 players the same injury. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? The proof is in the pudding. This manager is at the helm of all this chaos this year. That's the one thing I can tell y'all. Second, fifth, everything we've done in the last several years here, this manager has been there, regardless of who come in, who come out. And everybody's on their head about all of these signings coming in. I'm here to tell y'all it doesn't matter because the manager's still here. And until that problem is solved at this football club, we're not gonna have it. I sent y'all a meme this morning. What did Carragher say? Get rid of him and what happened? Oh, turn it to the next Chelsea. Everybody, it's clear as the eye. All you need is a coach. We are being held hostage by this man. We are being held hostage. This football club is being held hostage. I'll say it again. Lee, I told you I'm going to say it all the time. Every chance I get now. This is not natural, what we see with this manager. This is not natural. This is not natural at all, what we're seeing with this right here. To lose and for people to accept losing. If Liverpool wanted to finish us off yesterday, they could have finished us off. We better thank God Klopp retired last year, not yesterday. Because if he would have been coaching yesterday, it would have been 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we are a long way from where we need to be. These players look wore out. The players look like they are shattered. They look mentally shot out. And for this manager to get out there yesterday, he wants to throw a tantrum after the game. Wants to poke his chest out. Oh, I won't do this. This. Getting mouthy with these lady reporters, just doing their job, asking you hard questions. He doesn't like to be asked hard questions after a loss. He hates it. Needs to be pressed. And I'm glad to see people starting to ask these questions. And the further we keep going through this, we're going to start seeing people come out like Schmeichel came out yesterday and saying it like it is. He's a control freak. There was nothing wrong with what he said yesterday. They just hated the messenger. He's out of order. This manager is out of order. His tactics are all over the place. He's come out this week saying we were the best team. We did this, we did that. Within 20 minutes, we down 2-0. We bring the game back 2-2. He brings on 4 left backs. And Buddy, we'll say it like we said it last night. Ethan, if you watch this, brother, get out while you can. Get out while you can. Run. Run. You need to be sprinting. Don't walk. Run. Get out. Save yourself.
Shocking.
Yeah, save yourself, M. Save yourself, man. Get out while you can. Because this manager is going to end your career. You will end up on the scrap heap. I told y'all this man is dark triad. This is a dangerous man we're dealing with here. And when you start seeing a manager sit up and tell bold-faced lies on a daily basis, you got major problems. When you got the other coach disputing a lie that the manager told you that just said, you know we got major problems around here. And we're going into another season where he's going to be awarded more money. But I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to be a little different this summer, y'all. I'm going to be a little different than I have the last few summers. I want him to get everything he can get. Every single thing you can get. I want you to make sure you have every tool you have at your disposal for next season. I want everything. You get, if you need 3 strikers, go buy 3. If you need 7 midfielders, go buy everything you need. Go to the grocery store and get everything you need. Load it up just like on Supermarket Sweep. Load it up just like you're going down the aisles like on the old game show. Because when next season starts, I don't want any excuses from none of these top gooners. I don't want no more excuses. Because I want him to have everything he needs to be successful. Because I want people to start seeing this for what it is. We're going into year 6. Year 6. Some of y'all bosses ain't been on the job that long because they fired them for not doing their job.
Facts, man.
And that's real talk. but y'all will put up with this right here. But that's okay. A lot of y'all gonna go down there on Sunday. We're gonna have you on video because JB and Aaron gonna be over there with the cameras this week. We're gonna see who buying these kits.
How big the queue is.
Yeah, how long the line is, how many bags people coming out with 4, 5, 6, 7 shopping bags, air fresheners, kits, socks, ties, all that stuff, shorts, socks, posters, cups, vases, you know. Yeah, we haven't forgot about the vase. And we're gonna see. Because the more money y'all keep giving these folks, the less product they give y'all. I've never seen somebody they give much money and stuff as they do, and then we don't get no return on investment. And people got this morning, gentlemen. People got up this morning. They're upset with Forrest's manager for going down there raising hell. Where's our ownership raising hell? Our ownership should have been down there on Wednesday night on the pitch asking some questions.
Facts. 800
million, and this is all we getting. We need more of that. That's what somebody wants to be successful. This loser. Lee did a video Friday with Rants. The title: Breeding Losers. We have bred losers. We have planted the seeds. We have Wenger planted the seeds. We have watered the seeds, and now we got a whole damn pine tree. A pine tree of failure. It has to stop, y'all. It has to stop. I am tired of going through this. I am tired every single year. And I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to get apathetic towards this football club. I'm telling you, if we keep doing this, I'm going to start watching less games. Because it doesn't make any sense to just sit up here and take out time of your life and invest yourself into this, and then you keep seeing the same thing over and over and over and over. And everybody keeps saying, well, man, how did you know this was going to happen this year? I got 4 years of seeing it. I've been seeing it for 4 years. I mean, it's just like Wile E. Coyote. You know, damn well he ain't catching the road runner. Every time it's the same thing. Off a cliff, dynamite. Off a cliff, dynamite. Off a cliff, dynamite. Off a cliff, dynamite. It's the same thing with this football club. It's just a repeat. It's Looney Tunes. We're actually living in a real life Looney Tunes. This is Elmer Fudd chasing Bugs Bunny. The Tasmanian Devil chasing Bugs Bunny. Daffy Duck wanting to fight Bugs Bunny. Popeye and Brutus. It's the same thing over and over and over. Tom and Jerry. It's a cartoon. This is a cartoon. This manager's tactics, he's not changing. He's going to keep doing the same thing. Refuses to learn. Won't even try. So why should we? Why should we? We've got a game next week against Newcastle. Wouldn't be surprised if we lost it. I'm not surprised. Not surprised. None of us on this panel was surprised by the result this weekend. Nobody. We knew we weren't winning. And it's going to be more of the same. And I'm going to put this out there too. We're probably going to finish 4th or 5th this year. So get prepared. Get it in your head. Get your mind right. And then once you start accepting, once you understand that, as long as this manager is here, you'll start to say, okay, when stuff happens, you go, it don't surprise me. The longer he's here, the worse it's going to get. And we're just getting started. It's just getting started. Strap in for the ride.
No, absolute facts, man. Well said. And DJ as well. I was listening when I took them boxes down to the missus. But well said, lads. And before I get Kenny's thoughts, let me grab these super chats real quick. Big up to Nippon Sport TV. Non-football related question. Favorite Bond actor? I've never watched Bond, mate, ever.
Oh my lord!
Never watched a single James Bond film all the way through. I've watched bits and pieces.
Sean Connery,
man. It's no doubt Sean Connery, man, through and through.
There you go.
Roger Moore.
Gosh, what about you, Jezza?
Sean Connery, without a doubt, mate, from Russia with Love and all that lot. Yeah.
Roger Moore. Sean Connery, sorry. I'm joking before you.
Fuck him.
Big up the Scots,
yeah. Good question, mate. But yeah, I've never watched a full one. Just get bored, mate. Can't be asked. Big up to Declan. Say hi to Declan. Big up Declan, bro. Hi, Liam panel. Yesterday, all of the Amsterdam fans were shouting for Feyenoord, hoping they would beat PSV at home, so Ajax would go on and win the league in the later game. By the way, it didn't happen. Just saying. That's actually fucking crazy. They're about to bottle the league and sack him as well. 17th to top Yeah, in a year. Proof it don't take time. And now he's about to get sacked if he bottles that league. Funny old game, isn't it? Only in England, mate. Only in England. Yeah, he's doing a great job for winning nothing. Big up, Declan, man. Big up to Solid Shake. I love animals, but the only way this manager leaves if Berta does a Tom Carly on your fucking tabs. No, you're mad. That is crazy, bro.
Oh, no.
No, you're mad.
I've seen that.
Wild.
That's a good part of the film, but I understand.
Nah, man, that's crazy. Fuck's sake, I should proofread these fucking messages, shouldn't I? Big up Joshy, man. Big up gents. Praying to football gods, friends of the football gods would beat United. We've beaten them 3 times already this season, so damn, we ain't done, by the way. We haven't beaten them in the cup, have we?
No. No.
So there we go. It is what it is. But yeah, good. Well, I would say good luck, but I want you both to lose. But Kenny, you've been waiting patiently, mate. Give us your thoughts, mate.
No, it's just it's funny. The thing is that I've reached my cut-off point with regarding the manager position. I don't want him in the job. Full stop. I still stick to my position that I've had since the turn of the year. That I'm just going by football logic. He's had more than ample time in terms of like nearly 6 years at the football club. He's had about 5 full seasons. Your memory serves me right, and he hasn't brought a success. He's evolved a team without a shadow of a doubt, but the team can't go over the line. He hasn't, taken competition seriously. And if people say that there's progress and if we get a striker, no, I'm past that now. I'm really past that because simple reason is that let's get it fresh. If you want to sort of revolutionise the team, how about making the most revolutionary decision ever and get a new man in? There's nothing wrong with that. The fact is we need a different approach. We need a different style of play. Teams are beginning to work us out. Yes, second half we came out of the traps. Liverpool weren't interested, but the fact is that rather than praise his players when they came out of the traps, he threw them under the bus. It was just us and them. It was out of order, some of the things he was saying. I'm not even going to talk about his manners towards the 2 reporters in the last 2 games because I expect that from him. I expect that from managers like him who are used to getting praised all the time, who are used to sycophants, ex-players and used for sycophants, wannabe journalists. He's had it all. He can't say he hasn't had the support. He can't say that, that he hasn't had the team. That team that he's had in the last 2 or 3 years was good enough to win the league. The fact that he didn't win the league is on him. It's on his tactics. It's not bad luck. There's no bad luck after 38 games. I'm not having it. Injuries happen. Boo-hoo. You send-offs happen. Boo-hoo. The fact is, if you want to talk about progression, we're 15 points behind the leaders. Leaders that we expected to be Man City, but it wasn't Man City. It was Liverpool, a team that we didn't rate, a team that we laughingly thought we were better than, and we're the team that laughingly thought that we're Man City's rivals. As I said, on many YouTube channels. In fact, I was on a channel with all 3 of you guys. Liverpool are Man City's rivals. They won 2 league titles. They've won the Champions League. They've been in 3 Champions League finals. They've been in 3 League Cup finals, winning 2, and they've been in the FA Cup. That's a rivalry. You get the trophy. Next year, I take it off you. Doesn't matter whether you finish second or third, which Liverpool finished in last season. They finished 50% before. It doesn't matter. They're Man City's rivals. We've got a long, long, long way to go to be Man City's rivals and take trophies. And we're further away. Let's face it. Even though we got to the Carabao Cup semi-final, was it a close game against Newcastle? It wasn't, was it? Man United. You might as well just, did a rewind and said Liverpool, because Liverpool are our rivals in the FA Cup. We've had finals against them in 1950, 1971, 2001. We had semi-final marathons against them, and cup games against them in both competition, league and FA Cup. So we've got just as much a tradition. They came, we played well, they took the spoils. So really and truly, this is all on the manager's watch. And that's the thing. another thing about, saying we're going to get this player and that player. I think we're committing absolute suicide. We're even contemplate, giving Trossard a new 4-year deal. I don't know what in the right mind would do that. He's a player that's trying to engineer a move. Why are you begging him to stay? If the Saudis want to pay him a king's ransom, let him go. That's one player we can get off the wages. Is he a great player? He's a good player. Is he going to win us the league? Well, no, because the last 3 seasons he hasn't. So what's the point? What's the point of Trossard? The Martinelli thing is very interesting because I actually laughed when you laughed in agreement and said who knew when Martinelli played through the middle and everyone in this panel. I even had arguments with all of you guys when you guys said play Martinelli up top. I said no, mate. I want someone who can play with their back to goal. Someone who could do this. Well, Lee, yesterday in our fan cam, you just saw a situation where a centre forward makes a centre forward run. Odegaard ignores him. Yet these guys want Gyökeres. They want Isak. They're going to make the same sort of runs.
Yeah.
They're not going to get the ball in this team. They're not even going to get Isak. Isak scores 20 goals a season in the last 2 seasons. He's not scoring 20 goals for us unless we tweak the way we play. And under this manager, it's not going to happen. Gyökeres is not going to be scoring the goals that he scores in the sort of Portugal La Liga. I'm not saying that it's an inferior league. I'm just saying that in this team, it's going to be different. There's going to be a lot of things that are required for him. He's not going to get the Salah treatment where they say, you stay in the last third and win the game for us. It ain't happening, is it? He ain't happening at Arsenal. What's the point of it coming? I know a different manager who plays attacking, attractive football or just tweaks it a little bit and says, look, I've got a solid defence. I've got a solid midfield. My full-backs invert in such an excellent way. All I need is just to tweak it. Look what happened with Liverpool and Slot. He just tweaked it. He just slowed the play down and got their most potent striker said, look, you're my match winner. Do your worst and win me games. So he knew that Salah will thrash the crap teams, but in tight games, Salah will go and win games for him. And that's exactly what he did. Who's doing it for us? Set piece FC. Really? You now got a situation, Declan English. An injury rating happened. Oh, but you guys are negative. Oh, you said that Saka would never be the same player again. Saka's come and look how he's playing. Yes, he's playing on adrenaline. He's not fit. Declan Rice has had a toe injury, and everyone knows that when you have an injury in one part of your foot, your limbs, because you're trying to compensate for that injury, you're going to injure yourself in different ways. You're going to run differently. You're going to move differently. And hello, another part of his limbs is injured, hamstring. He was probably feeling that. He was probably feeling that strain in Crystal Palace game and all the games that we all thought he would get rest. Remember when I was on panels with you guys? Declan Rice is going to get a rest. And I said, no, I don't think he'll play Declan because Declan will want to play these games. Where's the player welfare? Where's the duty of care there? A top player in our side who's finally come into form in the last couple of months, and rather than wrapping in cotton wool, you're playing him, and then lo and behold, he's got a hamstring injury. He probably had that injury before, and they're just giving him jabs. Like I said, just to give you some painkillers, and then because the season doesn't matter anymore, then we're in he's injured. On this guy's watch. People are going to say, "Oh, you can't blame the manager. You can't blame everyone else." For things happen in football. That's what was happening in the comments to my fan cameras today. All sorts of crap about, "Oh, we've got a great record against the top 6," and that what you're saying, we've made it, despite the fact that we've had so many injuries, we're second. They're part of the problem, and that's why Mikel gets angry with journalists. Is because they're not buying it anymore. They're asking us the questions. Oh, he needs to win a trophy. Open defiance. But the same people say one more year. I'm sick of hearing one more year. I don't want him to have one more year because I know that if this happens again next season, it'll be the same thing. Give him one more year. I've got a friend of mine who I won't mention. He said give him 2 more years. Just when the final whistle went, the heat is on. There's anger, and he says give him 2 more years on the basis that, you know, he needs to revamp the side and he needs a striker. How much time does a manager get in modern football? I know this is Arsenal Football Club, but this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I respect the club that I love. I respect it. I really respect the club. I respect Victoria Concordia Crescit. I really do. But with Victoria Concordia Crescit, I also get frustrated with the fact that we do miss out on silverware. That when we win silverware, it's like a shock. It shouldn't be a shock. It should be a given. You know what I mean? Why at Arsenal is it always a pleasant surprise when we win silverware? We're in the 3rd biggest club in the country. What's going on here? Do I support Portsmouth? Do I support Palace? Do I support Leicester City, who bloody hell, who've won the league title more recently than us? Do I support Forest, who've won 2 Champions League? Who do I support? I support the biggest club. And my only problem, my only crime is that I want us to win trophies every year. That's my only crime. It's unbelievable, shocking.
Yeah, facts, absolute facts. I'm just looking through, scouring through Twitter. They're all crying about referees again. Yep, we've had the fewest amount of yellow cards in the league, but we've had the most amount of reds. It's corruption, apparently. Corruption. Because we've had the least amount of yellows, but they've turned into reds. Or maybe have a look at what the reds are for. Yeah, have a look at what the yellow cards the other teams are for. Yeah, maybe not dirty tackles. They're just pulling a shirt back. Yeah, maybe we're not as dirty as people think we are. But at the same time, we do stupid shit. Mikel Merino should have seen straight red yesterday. He's lucky it was the 2nd yellow. Yeah, but he's going to miss the next game. I think he misses Newcastle, didn't he? Next game.
Yeah, he will, yeah.
Funny enough, he used to play for them. And he was shit there as well. But yeah, I'm just sick of it. The excuses are just everything that's wrong with this club. Every single time we don't win a game, there's never any accountability from the manager or the fan base. Yeah, it's just always somebody else's fault. Like we always have to blame a ref or blame like, I'll give you an example. On the watch along yesterday, yeah, we were sitting there having a piss take, weren't we, DJ and Matty? Yeah, we're sitting there going, "Oh no, you can't have a go at him. He's coaching a winner. It's not his fault the players are missing chances." Yeah, but the amount of times I've heard that under this manager is embarrassing. If that's the case, we should have kept fucking Wenger then. Because it ain't his fault the players were missing. Ain't his fault Olivier Giroud couldn't score against Monaco when he had about 19 chances. You know, we would have been in a semi-final or quarter-final, whatever it would have been. It's not if it's not the manager's fault the players missing chances, then what are we doing here? He picks the players. If you go and get a better level of player, you've got more chance of not missing chances. It's not rocket science, is it, lads?
Not really.
It's just jarring, man. It's jarring. Go on, Jezza. Go on.
I think what I find laughable about talking about yellow cards, red cards, before these people comment, go and research and educate yourself on the laws of the game. Oh, no, they don't, because they call it rules. Rules, right? Totally wrong. It's the laws of the game, same as in cricket, Kenny. It's the laws. Yeah, go and educate yourself on it, and then when you actually understand what the referees make a decision for, then you'll understand why they are pretty much 95% of the time correct. At the end of the day, if you make a silly tackle, like yesterday, Merino, the referee's 5 yards away. You have one go, then you have another go. Take the bloke out above the ankle. That's a leg-breaking challenge. Or at least rupturing the guy's Achilles tendon. Serious injury either way. Because that is always going to get you sent off. Yes, it was a second yellow. He got lucky to have a second yellow. That should have been really a straight red. I don't know why the referee couldn't have done a straight red. maybe I've missed out something there. But he gave me yellow and then red. It is always going to be. You can't make challenges like that and think you're going to get away with it. It's nonsensical. And, this is where I said earlier, it comes down to discipline. It comes down to mind. A lot of these players haven't had it drilled into him by this manager. This manager is clueless. Surely. I mean, back in the days, I remember, we always remember the famous George Graham speech after Pizzagate and the thing at Old Trafford when we got deducted 2 points, they got deducted 1. His speech to the players was, leave it to me with the fans, you sort yourselves out. And that guy berated them for what happened. The fact that we got deducted those 2 points. Because the players lost it. They lost their heads. And it was nonsensical. Yes, it was a very tight game and it was a very important game. Yeah, we all know that. But at the end of the day, it's down to the players' mentality to actually say, I'll step back from that. Yeah, I know it's a cauldron out there on a football pitch, especially at the level these guys are playing at. But they need to have a strength of mind to stop doing that sort of thing. Silly tackles. I mean, if Mourinho had broken that bloke's ankle yesterday, how would he have felt afterwards? Do you remember when, remind me, what was the guy's name? Our player broke his double leg.
Eduardo.
Do you remember
Eduardo, Aaron Ramsey. There was a few.
Do you remember that player that did it? He was absolutely beside himself.
Oh, yeah. That was the Eduardo one, yeah.
Do you remember that?
And Shawcross. To be fair, Shawcross was as well, but the Stoke fans are just fucking idiots, aren't they? Let's be real.
Well, yeah, I mean, the point I'm trying to make is you do something like that, it's possibly a career-ending challenge.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it happen in the past. And this comes down to the management of the club. And I'm blaming Arteta and I'm blaming the backroom staff for that. They need to step up and sort the players out and say, you can't do this, boys. You're costing us.
No, facts. Let me grab these. Sorry, Jazza, go on, finish your point. Sorry.
No, go on.
Big up to Elite Gunner for the super chat. Big up, mate. Big up to Bayern Fan 04. Plot twist, E-Girl isn't Arteta in. He's a paid actor of the club playing a role as a top gooner and given more dough per week than 29. That's funny. And I've pinned a couple of comments here, DJ. Matty, Kenny, Jez, anyone jumping after? Because this guy's been in. Big up for watching Squeezy Cakes. What's her name? PGM Well have probably cost us 10 points. We have been allowed fewer fouls per yellow than any other team. It's bias. Before you come in on that, DJ, yeah? We've had 61 yellow cards this season. Liverpool have had 63. We're the lowest 2 in the league.
There you go.
It's almost like we're ref the same.
Yeah. I mean, look, I always say over the course of a season, it swings and roundabouts. There are decisions that you have going for you. There's decisions that you have go against you. At the time, you might feel hard done by, but in the next match, you go, oh, we got away with that one. I'll give you an example. The Spurs, when we beat Spurs and we won, it was clearly not a corner that we scored from.
Yep.
It was clearly a goal kick. But we got a corner and we won from it. No one says anything about that. And this is what I'm trying to say. You have to just go with the flow. The game's gone. You get on with it. You're going to have decisions go against you. You're going to have decisions go for you. But by the end of the season, when you've played all your games, you look back and you go, we got away with that one. We didn't get away with that one. We got away with that one. We didn't get away with that one. That's not what you manage your football team over. You don't manage your football team over how many yellow cards and sending offs you're going to get in the season.
No.
You manage a football team on building enough points to be top at the end of it. You build a team to be top at the end of it. You set the tactics out to be top at the end of it. You don't worry about yellow and red cards. You don't keep harping on about what happened in certain games. Yeah, we can all feel hard done by, but you have to get on with the next game, because the next game you may get a penalty that was never a penalty.
Or Man United might get a red card that weren't a red card in the cup game and still beat us.
Exactly. So if you was to look back over the games and take the games, you will see as many decisions that have gone for you as there is probably more. In fact, more decisions that have probably gone for you that shouldn't have done than you have gone against you. It's madness. I can't. It's another deflection away from this manager. What they're doing is that, again, the problem is with a lot of Arsenal fans, they live in the moment. They take a snippet of a moment and they make a great big scene out of it to deflect it away from the manager. That is what they've done. The Real Madrid game was an example. Up until the Real Madrid game, we weren't playing well. We haven't been playing well all season. But they take that Real Madrid game and they were booking hotels and flights, and they was already on their way to Munich.
Mm-hmm.
We had two more games. Disregarded PSG. Oh, we beat them earlier in the season. It was a walkover. No, it wasn't. Go and look at the game. We played very well, and PSG weren't at their best, but it weren't a walkover. I've seen walkovers. That wasn't a walkover. And this is what's annoying me. And let me just go on about his man management again. And I keep bringing it up because his man management, the way he talks to reporters, especially female reporters, which is absolutely disgusting. But the top journalists don't pick up on that. The way he's treating young players. Now, Wanyeri is a young man starting his career at a big football club, at a massive football club. Now, I'll put a question to everyone. How many teams would, if you support Leeds, Brighton, Crystal Palace, and what you've seen of Wanyeri so far, tell me that he would not get in your starting 11. Because he probably would get in most starting 11s across the board. And yet this manager doesn't even play him for a minute, don't play him for 2 minutes, don't play him for 30 seconds, don't play him for 40 seconds, nothing. Why? Because he can't get him, he can't improve him, he can't work on his strengths. Wanyeri is a bit lazy off the ball. He's a young player. You've got to coach that into him. But what he's got when he's got the ball is a huge talent. But you don't want to coach that. You don't want to bring the best out of him. So he puts him on the bench. This man was watching Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney, that was also binned by this manager, that can't get a game for love nor money, that's going on a free. Wanyeri was watching him play right wing yesterday. Make it make sense.
That right there, yeah. Because I've heard loads of people in my chat saying that Ethan missed training or something. Right, loads of people in my chat yesterday were saying it. People in my chat the other day were saying it. It's being basically punishment for missing training or some shit.
No.
Right? Well, if that is the case, then that kind of makes sense that he played Tierney there like a fuck you. Yeah, you can sit there and watch this guy who's leaving go over on that right wing, mate. Yeah, so if that is true, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, but that is not the way to.
No, but that's him in a nutshell, DJ. That's him in a nutshell.
That's not the way to treat a young football player. You know, pull him to one side. Say, look, this ain't acceptable. When you're at a football club, whether it be Arsenal, Liverpool, wherever you are, these are the standards you got to set. You know, let it be a lesson, and move on. Put your arm around him and just say, look, you've made a mistake. Get on with it. Don't show and treat him like as if he's just sort of, you know, gone into the dressing room and sort of, you know, shot someone. It's ridiculous. Absolutely madness. And this is what I mean. But what a lot of them are talking about, they're not talking about the core issues. We're talking about yellow and red cards. It evens itself out. You get decisions that go for you and decisions that go against you. You don't manage a football team based on yellow and red cards. That's not what you're successful for.
DJ, you remember this, right? And Kenny, you remember this, right? Back in the 80s when you were going, back in the 90s, did you remember players crying for weeks about red cards? And we used to get a few. Do you remember it? It might be talked about for half an hour after the game in the pub.
Not in my day. You might go down the local pub after the game and meet your mates and go, "Oh, I don't think it was a red." Well, I think it was. He was a bit late. Oh, well, I thought he just got the ball. Did he get the ball? And that's where it moved on. But you didn't go. Oh, we're going to lose the league over that. We're going to lose the league because he got the red card. Look, that's cost us now. We ain't going to win the league.
Look how many red cards we had under Arsene Wenger. And how many times we had a red card and still went on and won the game.
Yeah.
Getting a red card don't mean you can't win a football match.
Exactly.
The year we bought the league, we had no red cards, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, definitely.
What, 22, 23?
Yeah. I don't think we had any red cards or sending off, if I can remember. I might be
wrong.
I'm
not sure we did have any red cards that year.
There you go.
So
hey, chat, verify that in the chat, yeah, because you boffins know everything between you.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Lee, before someone else comes in, were they moaning about yellow and red cards when we lost the league by 2 points last season and we had more pretty and didn't hardly, I'm just saying, no, weren't even probably mentioned, were they? But now we've lost the league by 15, 16 points and we're dumped out of semi-finals where, by the way, we should have learnt our lesson against Bayern Munich the previous season, but we didn't. Just we got further.
Also, how many points have we dropped from a winning position this year?
21, the same as Southampton.
Okay.
14 draws.
14 draws.
Newcastle have got more wins than us. Go on,
Yeah.
Kenny. Go on. Go on, Ken.
Frozen.
Now, go on, mate. Go on, Kenny.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just looking at the sending offs. You made a brilliant point. The only time the media, the ones who talked about sending offs in the 90s and the early 21st century under Arsene Wenger, the fact that, what was happening is that we used to train sometimes 10 against 11 in training because we wanted to prepare for all scenarios. Sending offs are part and parcel of football. The fact that the reason why a lot of people cry about sending offs is because Arsenal, because we've been close to Man City last season, they think, right, it's these final points that stopped us from winning the league. But you can say that if we lost to Liverpool by about maybe 2 or 3 points, you could probably use that as an explanation. However, when it comes to a situation where you're repeatedly indisciplined, you're repeatedly dropping points, I mean, come on, you can't really defend Declan Rice when he took one for the team with the first yellow card and the second yellow card right straight in front of the referee. Who has the best view, the fans or the referee? All right, slow motion can give you whatever you want, but the referee, he's the one who has to judge intent. Declan Rice kicked the ball away. And if you want something even more blatant, how about Trossard, Man City, with 2-1 up against a team that keeps the ball, that basically runs you ragged to the extent that you can't rest. Yet we had to defend for a whole half for 9 with 10 men, nearly pulled it off, and they got an equaliser for Stones. We won't blame it. You can't really blame the referee. You've got to blame Trossard. He kicked the ball away. In full view, he went in an accident. He was frustrated. So I don't understand why people were looking at that in terms of looking at injury as well. Because at the end of the day, that's football. You just have to get on with it. You have to get on with it. There weren't moaning about injuries when we beat Real Madrid home and away.
No.
But moaning about injuries when Saka wasn't playing and Havertz wasn't playing when we won 5-1. They weren't moaning about it then. They certainly weren't moaning about injuries when we beat PSV 7-1. So I don't understand why injuries are relevant. Injuries are relevant as you make it. If you want to make excuses and feel sorry for yourselves, that's on you. The game still goes on. The fixture list isn't going to change. They're going to wait for you to get your players back and let's cancel some games. Just get on with it. The fact is, we've not been good enough. Even when we had all our team at the beginning of the season, something just wasn't right with our performances, especially the first game of the season. We think, something's not great. We praised ourselves because we got through the tricky fixture list: Spurs away, Villa away, Man City away. In October it was going to be Liverpool, and we thought, you know what, maybe, just maybe, but we got through the games that we should, that we thought were difficult. But when it came to the games we should be winning, that's when our levels went down. The warning signs there were all diff fan games, and were on podcasts where we're thinking something's not right there. We beat Leicester, but something went right. Leicester played really well, and we're just not at it. We'd said the same thing after Southampton. We're just not at it. And then Bournemouth were murdering us even before the sending off. But we had that get out clause. Newcastle, another wake up call. Internazionale, albeit a different one's another wake up call. And it's never really been the same since then. There's too many of them. We didn't get anyone sent off against Everton when Liverpool had a player sent off at home to Fulham. Robertson played with 10 men, 2-1 down. Guess what? They came back into the game and managed the game 2-2, got their point. What happened when Liverpool had that day off, when there was wins in Merseyside? We could have put pressure on them against Fulham. What happened? You tell me. Yeah,
I don't want to hear injuries at all, Kenny. I'm sick to death of hearing injuries.
And that's the thing. We did it ourselves, unfortunately. We did it. We did it ourselves. We just weren't good enough. I don't know why we weren't good enough. Maybe teams have worked us out. Maybe we've got a lot of psychological problems from not being able to win. Maybe we had doubts about whether we were good enough to win. I'll tell you one thing. We had doubts at the beginning of August. We're certainly going to have doubts coming into this August, because I'll tell you one thing. Thanks. We didn't do ourselves justice. Trust me. And that is why you need fresh faces. You need fresh faces. Either someone's ambitious, who needs to win for themselves and wants to win, who's not scarred by our failures, or someone who knows how to win and is a manager in a field who could say, you know what, Mikel, leave it to us, mate.
Do you
look at ourselves.
Big up Sava for the raid as well, by the way. Go on, mate.
I was going to ask Kenny, do you think it's time for the players to hear a new voice?
Well, yeah, definitely. If the players are not allowed to be managers in the field and work out for themselves, then 100% it has to be the way. Because 6 years is a long time to hear the same voices. Saka, maybe want to hear something different. Maybe he wants someone to take his game to another level. Martinelli maybe will think, hang on here, this guy is sort of blunting my strengths. I haven't had a great season. Yeah, I might have had a knock here and there, but how am I going to play my best football if I'm having to play a certain way? Maybe another manager might get the best out of me. That way I can help the team. Declan Rice, as much as excited as he is about playing at Arsenal, he's thinking, hang on it, I need a position for myself. Yeah. I can't go from like number 6 to number 8. I need a settled position. And then the goalkeeper as well, he needs some pushing. He's a number 1, but who's pushing him? Maybe we should get that Garcia guy to push him. Keep him a bit honest. Maybe he needs a manager to say, you know what, you're the boss in the field. Yeah, I'd like you to play out from the back, but come on, use your common sense. If it's not on, play. But then, which means the manager of the field will say, right, our manager, we don't want Raya to hit long. How comes we show for him or come for the ball, or get ourselves to a position where he knows where we are and play it? There's all sorts of tweaks we need. There's no doubt in my mind that this team needs a bit of a tweak. Come on, it's football. Every team that dominates, teams will work you out. So you've got to find another way.
I don't think people realize how long this is. When you've had, after 5 or 6 years, most times you're starting to shift stuff around. You're starting to bring in new faces, new players. I think we've stagnated. On top of the manager not already being good. So when you've got that double whammy, it's almost as if we just run around in neutral. Which is why everybody accepts second place, third place, fourth, fifth, Champions League qualification, European qualification. It's just like they're just comfortable, if that makes sense. It's just everybody's just comfortable where we are.
Mm.
Let me just read this comment out as well, yeah. Man said, you change manager only after you've given him a full set of tools and failed twice. Mate, you change managers when he's not winning. Yeah, I'll give you a perfect example here. And even if he is winning, he can get sacked. Yeah, why are Real Madrid letting Ancelotti leave? Why are they fucking him off? Because he's still got 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah,
and he's going. Leeds United have just got promoted. Their manager looks like he's about to get sacked, and he got 100 points. Right? Yeah. The manager of Ajax, if he don't win that title, is getting sacked and finished. Well, he saved him from relegation last year. Yeah, and now they're top of the league and they're about to bottle it.
It's simple league.
AC Milan sacked their manager. Sorry, Ken. 1 sec. Yeah. AC Milan sacked their manager. Got the new manager in. Inside 2 games, he won a trophy. He's now in another final. But because he's 9th in the table, guess what? At the end of the season, he's getting sacked. This is the only country in the world where this shit happens. I'm bored of it. Barcelona got rid of Xavi after he won the league. He didn't win fuck all the next season. Sacked. Bye-bye. The new manager's come in, and he's about to do a domestic treble. What are we doing here? Yeah, what phase is he in? Yeah, he's been there 1 year. How could he overtake super duper, all singing, all dancing Real Madrid? Oh, nobody can overtake them. They're amazing. He's had more injuries probably than we have to key players. He's had Koundé out. He's had Balde out. He's had Casado out. Bernal out. To Stegen, he had to get Szczesny out of retirement and beg him to come and play at Barca. He's had Lewandowski out.
Cash trap.
Only signed 1 player in Dani Olmo. Got the youngest squad in Europe. Yeah, and he's walking a fucking league. I don't want to hear excuses. This is bullshit, man. He's had Jamal out injured 2 or 3 times this season. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Sorry, Kenny. Big up rants for the raid as well. Big up to everyone locked in, man.
You know what? It's not rocket science because sometimes you know the situation. The reason why they're looking to get rid of Daniel Farke is because if you go through his records, yeah, he's very good at getting teams into the Premiership, but they get relegated the next season, which means he can't. He's proved that he's not the man to deal with the intensity of the Premiership, where basically it's a ruthless league. If you don't take your chances and even the average teams get a chance, boom, you've lost the game. Doesn't matter how well you played for 60 minutes, you lost the game. And maybe Leeds have seen that and they want the next manager in. The same Ancelotti, come on, no respect to Ancelotti for what all he's done, but come on, Real Madrid went from a team to a team of individuals. All right, don't get me wrong, they had injuries to Militao, they had injuries to Carvajal, and that ultimately hurt them. Even though people say, yeah, you can't really make excuse for injuries. Come on, Carvajal won the Euros for Spain as well as the Champions League. He's one of the best.
Carvajal, Militao, both out all season.
Militao, great, good defender, had a good partnership with Rudiger. So it makes sense that that maybe. And let's be honest about Carlo. Carlo's a fantastic boss, great motivator. But sometimes you get the impression with Carlo, and it's not me, the Bayern Munich players say that sometimes when it comes to the modern requirements, sometimes Carlo could do a bit of help with his bench. But at the end of the day, it's Real Madrid. You don't win. Someone else takes their place. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you could go his head hold. He's won the 2 Champions Leagues, won a league. What's he got to complain about? And he's had 2.
He's going to get a nice send off in the stadium as well.
He's managing Brazil. Good luck with that one.
Yeah,
Exactly. And this is the thing. I see people saying, "No, you don't want to keep chopping and changing managers." Look how that works out for other teams. Well, Real Madrid are now going to be on since we've last won a league title. That's now going to be about their 18th or 19th manager in 20 odd years. Yeah, Bayern Munich on their 22nd, I think. Chelsea are on their 22nd. Yeah, look all the trophies they've won since we won the league title.
I'll just say, what do they all have in commonly? What do they all have?
They all keep winning. Yeah, and guess what? Man United, since Fergie retired, yeah, the only manager who's not made it to a final that's been a full-time employed manager, not an interim manager, was David Moyes, and he lasted 8 months.
Don't care.
Every single manager they have had has got to finals. Yeah, so people stop looking at league finish as a barometer for success. It's not. Trophies are. Yeah, and no coincidence that the same teams keep nicking them every year.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's be real with it. Yeah, and then Napoli, we got told on this channel. Now, I don't want Conte, mate. Look at what he did at Spurs. Yeah, he finished above your manager in his first season, mate, with Spurs. Yeah, what are we doing here? Now he's top of the table with McTominay running around midfield. Billy Gilmore, Philip Billing up front, Lukaku. Our fans would have rejected all four of them. But I'd say, fuck it, let's go and get Lukaku for 25 mil off Chelsea. Let's go and get Billing on loan from Bournemouth, and they'll be our strikers. Everyone will laugh me out of town. Well, they're 2 games away from winning a league title with a manager in phase 1 after they finished 8th or 9th last season. Up against a manager, yeah, who's fucking done about fucking 2 or 3 trophies last season, including the league. What are we doing here? I don't want to hear no bullshit, man. I'm fucking sick of this. Don't take time.
They want to keep trying to protect this manager. The manager's not good enough. And after 5 years and there's nothing to show for it, that just goes to show you he's not good enough. And it's time to start moving on. And more, I read a quote from somebody who was in just a chat that came across somewhere recently. They said, yeah, that's right. I forgot they both left in the same year. Yeah. And they said that Wenger needs to come out and recant that statement about top 4. That needs to come back out. And he needs to fix that top 4.
Yeah, he started all this top 4 shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it is bigger than the cups. That's why they dismiss all the cups, because they're in love with Wenger. Yeah, that's gone on for over a decade at that point. Then he's gone. Now it's stuck. The Sky Sports have run with the top 4 races heating up. Who gives a fuck? Third loser, mate. Yeah, bullshit. Now this manager, because he's getting into the top 4, that's a trophy to this lot. Wenger told him.
And to add to that, Lee, you got Man United and Spurs. What, 4th and 5th, 5th and 6th from bottom of the league. If they win their trophy, they're in the Champions League. So that makes a bigger mockery of who finishes in the top 4, doesn't it?
And they get a chance to win another trophy in the Super Cup
final. And not only that, there was one chat when Kenny came on and said about, give him the tools. He's had the tools. He's had £750 million and still counting. How much tools do you need? £750 million. A team that he has built. A fan base that's been relatively patient. Very patient.
Yeah. If you bought us,
say of the football club. The man's had the whole say of what goes on in the football club when he's won no major, massive, big trophy. He's had the whole say of the football club. He's had the whole say of the signings when he's had no relative, when he's had no experience previous, and he's had all the say in the world of what signings to make, what players he wants, where this money goes, what coaches he wants, what physio he wants, what dog he wants at the training camp. What reporter he wants standing outside the training camp. He's had the sole run of the whole football team. So don't tell me that he's had no tools. He's had more tools than B&Q's. Ridiculous.
Yeah. If you go and buy us, right, and you get a build around, and they say, it costs 75 grand to renovate it, roughly, and I'll have it done inside 6 months. Yeah, but then 12 months in, sorry, mate, it's going to cost another 25 grand. Would you tell him to fuck off, or would you pay him?
Exactly.
To get lost.
Exactly. Yeah, tell him fuck off. Yeah, get out of here, mate.
The bottom line is, we was told to trust the process. And then he won an FA Cup, which wasn't his team. So we thought, right, okay, new kid on the block, new manager, no previous experience. He wins an FA Cup against Chelsea. Everyone's guessed. Okay, give him some time. And then you started seeing the real avenues of where the club was going, missing out on Champions League when we had to go to White Hart, when we had to go to Tottenham Stadium, then we went to Newcastle and got thumped. And then we just saw failure after failure after failure. The process is done. The time is up. And we need a new voice, as Kenny said. We need a new man at the helm. We need different ideas, different approaches. And a lot of these young players and a lot of these players that are coming, you've got to remember, we've got players now coming to the pinnacle of their career. Between the ages of about 25 and 28 is really where they should be maxed out. And you need a man to come in now to take them to the next level. If not, they're just going to bottom out and we're just going to end up with a real bang average team. Really bang average. Some might say that we've got an average team now, but we're going to end up with a real bang average team under this manager.
And the thing as well, what they do as well is they sit there and they say, "Oh well, it's the Kroenke's fault." But I ain't seen no one fucking protesting for the last 5 years. Have you?
No.
Yeah, who hired him? Who allowed him 750 million? How they're blaming them is crazy. The only thing I blame them for is keeping the fucker here for so long.
I was just going to say that's the only thing now I'm getting frustrated with the owners about. He's not fucking doing the right thing and growing a pair of balls and getting rid of him.
Yep.
Wouldn't it be nice, though? You know, we've come to the end of this season, right? Not won anything again. Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if we could actually sit here on this panel and other panels and be looking forward to next season with the fact we've got an incoming new manager, and we can sit here and be excited and say, "Oh, fucking hell, yeah, come on, this guy, you know, new voice in the camp, yeah, we're gonna mix it up next season." No, because we're sitting here talking about the same thing, and we've been doing this now for 5 years. Yeah.
One trophy in 8 years, and everyone's happy.
Jez has come up with an excellent point. In that, if you sort of like fast forward, rewind back. Craig Burley. Arteta's the kind of guy who would climb over a glass wall just to
see what's on the other side.
That's about right. But you know what? Do you guys remember the level of excitement you felt when you knew end of April 2018, finally the club made the announcement that Arsene Wenger would leave.
Exactly where I fucking was as well, Eddie.
How excited did you feel? All right, some people were upset, but in terms of like, some people felt relieved, some people felt vindicated. But at the end of the season, how excited did you feel when you thought, right, who's going to be manager? Who do we want? Who would he want? All right, we don't want that guy, because Arteta's name, ironically, was he was in the final two, Arteta. He made an application. I had an argument with a guy called Cheltenham Gooner, and I said, are you having a giggle? And he went, well, you still got to back your team. And I said, what? Hang on here. We just lost. We've got on protest to get rid of Arsene Wenger, and you're asking me to put up with Mikel Arteta when this is a massive, massive club that needs a massive, massive name in Europe to go and take us forward. Either way, the club decided that, Gazidis decided that we needed a new manager and wanted someone with experience. Either way, when Unai Emery got the job, we were excited because of his record in the Europa League and that he managed PSG. So he left PSG to come to Arsenal. So you got excited. And I hear what you're saying, Jez. You need that sort of anticipation and excitement because you, first and foremost, you want to know who he's going to sign. You want to know about the style of play, and is he going to win? And you know, and that's the thing. We at Arsenal, it's gone stale. It's gone stale because you know the natives are restless. They know that the team's a very good side. They know that it's well coached. That it's difficult to break down, that it's difficult to do the overload on. And they know that on its day it can smash teams to pieces, but it will never get embarrassed in football matches. I haven't talked about the attributes of a team that wins on a serious basis. I haven't discussed a team that is a serial winner. All I talked about is a team that's been difficult to beat. That's all we are, difficult to beat. So when these guys go, Arteta's taken us from bottom to where we are now. Yeah, we're difficult to beat. But isn't that prerequisite of a team with a big name in Europe and a big name in the league? Of course you shouldn't be beat. You shouldn't be easy to beat. You shouldn't be losing 6-0 and 5-1 in the same season. You shouldn't be losing 8-2 in the same season and having to claw back a 4-0 deficit against Blackburn. You should be doing that. You know what I mean? But that's what happened with Arsenal. You can't just praise someone because we've got an improved record against the top six or because we're no longer being embarrassed. You can't, as I say before, I can't invite you guys down to Islington Town Hall and say, let's have a parade for that. You want a parade for a trophy. You want something shiny, like the FA Cup, the League Cup, the Champions League in the league. You don't want it. You don't want to parade the, like I said, all these attributes. That's a given when you're at Arsenal. All these things they praise Arteta for is a bloody given when you're a big club like Arsenal. You should be difficult to beat. You should be. Teams shouldn't be looking forward to playing you. Teams should expect to lose against you. But so what? Still got to win trophies.
Kenny, this is what I've always said. What the fans are clasping on now is a given at Arsenal. That's how it should be. That's minimum requirements for any manager. He's done nothing special. That's what he should be doing. The fact that he's not done it properly and we've won something, and that's another thing. Getting back to what Jez said, I used to get excited about signings. Don't matter who they were new players coming to my football team. They were new players that I was going to go and watch. I used to get excited about players coming. There were some players I'm thinking, I don't really want him, but okay, he's coming. I'm not getting any player now. If Gyökeres rocks up next week under another manager, I'd be like, oh yeah, we've got Gyökeres. He's got potential. But under this manager, I'm not getting excited over the signings because I don't want this manager in charge of them.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you remember? I remember that night so well. Right, I got home from work. I had the radio on as I was having my dinner, and there was the announcement that Dennis Bergkamp was coming to Arsenal.
Oh, mate!
I didn't even finish my dinner. I went straight down the pub.
Unbelievable!
Half six. I went straight down the pub, the old Gunnersbury, and I said, "Have you boys? You seen this? You seen this? You heard about it?"
I was buzzing, man, because I used to watch it. Yeah,
to Arsenal. They go, Jez, you take the piss. I said, no, listen, it's on the radio. And I remember they had a proper old little TV up in the corner of the pub, right? The real old TV.
With the antenna ears.
I said to the landlord, the guy, I think his name was Dennis.
Famous picture, wasn't it, with him and Rio?
He put the TV on. He put it on, and after about 20 minutes, it came up on the feed, but he was trying to find teletext and all that shit. And it came up, Bergkamp signs for Arsenal. And we were going bloody mental.
Yeah.
Good times, man. That was the good old days.
I mean, what I'm trying to say, I don't. This man can have prime Messi, Ronaldo, and all of that. I don't. He's not what I want in charge of the football team. He's proven to me that he just can't do it. He can't cut it. His football's been crap this season. Let's be honest. On a game-to-game basis, I can count 6, maybe 7 games where I've come out of there a little bit on a high. Other than that, I'm struggling, guys. I'm struggling to find what games have actually got me excited.
Nah. Listen, we are going to have to wrap because I'm doing this watch long. I've just realised it kicks off in 3 minutes. I thought it kicks off in 18. It's kicking off at quarter to 9, not 9 o'clock my time. So I'm going to grab these super chats real quick and then we'll do a wrap up quick. Yeah. Big up to everyone locked in as well. How many people are in here? 1,500. We're going to redirect to Atalanta Roma watch along. That's 3rd versus 6th. Hey, Claudio Ranieri could be available in the summer.
Yeah, the Tinkerman.
Yeah, man. He's took them from near relegation up to flipping European positions at the minute.
He won his first season at Leicester.
Yeah, what he done at Leicester could Arteta have done.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying.
Hell no, they'd have been relegated 2 times.
Yeah, big up Scotty. Ethan is Nabry all over again.
Yeah,
could well be, my friend. That's a great comment.
Yeah,
big up to Scott, man. Big up Riku. Stop giving us complain about Adams getting nicked. And we still won the league.
Yeah,
still won the league.
Yeah,
mad. Lost 1 game.
Yeah, with a signing from Norwich.
Yeah. Big up Joshy, man. Top Gooners comparing Hillsborough to the Banner. Wow. Yeah, but don't worry, guys. We're classy Arsenal, apparently.
No. Please.
That's crazy work.
That's absolutely disgraceful right now.
I've seen a few of them today. There is quite a few.
That is an absolute disgrace if that's what's happened. They should be banned from the YouTube.
Yeah, well, it's on Twitter mostly.
It could have been any of us in a British football ground during the 80s. We all stood in terraces like Hillsborough and we all got crushed. That could have been us.
That's disgusting,
Yeah.
man.
Big up to BFC Dale. 0 red cards on foot mob in 22-23. Facts. No excuse then, is there? Why did we put a 8-point lead? Didn't have loads of injuries either. Big up Chaitanya. Did you see the Forest owner losing it? Yep. Mentality, bro. We
Brilliant.
need more of that. Everyone's having a hissy fit about it. Oh, it's so disrespectful. No, it ain't. He's gone onto the pitch that he owns, from the stands that he's sitting in that he owns, yeah, to go and fucking G up a manager that he's employed. Yeah, what's the problem here? Yeah, what's the problem here? If you're at work and you're not doing your
Champions League, and they put the Champions League football.
Yeah.
If you're at work and you haven't done your job properly, and people go, "Oh yeah, but nobody expected them to be where they are." Nobody cares, mate.
No.
Nobody cares. Expectations change over the season based on new evidence. Yeah, because if nobody expected them to be there and they're there, well, now you've got to fucking stay there, isn't you? There's like nobody expected Arsenal to be in a title charge. Don't mean you can't win it. Yeah, the expectation for that geezer is quite clearly win shit, isn't it? Yeah, that's why he's had a go at him.
He's had long enough. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, and as for our manager, let's be honest, he's had long enough. Come on, he's got to start winning. He had to win a trophy. I said this season was the main one. If he doesn't,
he's got to be one of the longest serving managers in top leagues around Europe.
You talking about Arteta?
Yeah, Pep will be on that list.
Yeah,
He'll be on that list
because he's been going on 6 years.
5.5 years. Yeah.
What manager's been around 6 years? Outside of
Simeone, Pep. Just trying to think who else.
Not many.
Not many.
Yeah, Allegri left. I would have said Allegri, but he left. So, he's one of the longest serving managers in Europe.
Yeah, Klopp's not in a job at the well. Klopp's not a manager at the minute, Tom.
Oh.
But yeah, current managers right now that are in a job at the same club. Yeah, Gasparini, he's been there fucking a good few years, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Big up LB for the raid as well, brother. Big up to LB. But yeah, there ain't many, and he'll be on that list. Yeah, I know he managed 10 years straight, bro. I'm talking about like current managers, bro. Current managers right now at the same club that have managed the same club for so long. Arteta's definitely one of the longest serving. Yeah. Big up all the raiders from LB, man. Big up to you, mate. Big up to Banter. Our journey just got lost in the Bermuda Triangle. Maybe we can send all these top gooners there. Big up to you, mate. Big up Roberto Baggio. Arteta hosting a kickabout for fans at the Emirates. Have a look at the cost. Is it open training or something, isn't it?
Oh, no. It's another spin, isn't it? It's another spin. Again, it's another spin to get.
Oh, here we go. I've just opened Arsenal website. First thing that's turned up, merch. Second thing, once I clicked off of that, tickets sold out for Tottenham game in Hong Kong.
There you go.
Nobody cares about us winning or losing.
Very nice.
Land of the rising lost.
Yeah,
hey, but they better not be paraded in the Europa League when they play us in that game.
PR stunt.
It's all a load of bollocks, isn't it?
Do you know what? In a white. Oh no, I'm not going to say it.
How much are these tickets? Let me see. I can't find them, bro. I can't see anything about tickets for that.
Can't.
Let's see how much the tickets for the AC Milan pre-season game are quickly. If it loads. Where is this? Oh, it's in Singapore. We're going to Singapore, are we? Okay. So we're playing AC Milan and Newcastle in Singapore.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And we're playing, we're doing open training in Singapore as well. Let's have a look at the tickets. Here we go. 25th of July. Where's this doing, man? No, it blocks that. Bye-bye.
Lee, open training for all the sycophants and all the media for Arsenal to say to all the people who are there, make sure you tell people back home that we're going to get this striker, that we're doing really good things with the club. Arteta's working his nuts off and get behind the team. That's all it is.
The tickets are $34. Wow. To go and watch them train.
What's that, about 28 quid?
Big deal.
Oh, that's including the fee as well, $2 fee, $2 fee. Yeah. It's about 28 quid to go and watch them train.
Yeah, but that's all for the tourists, isn't it? That's all for the people in Asia. I mean, it's ridiculous. But we'll have,
I think they're doing it at the Emirates tomorrow as well, aren't they?
It's ridiculous.
That's another gimmick now that they'll do, isn't it? Yeah, once a month, once every 6 months, they'll charge more money to get them down the Emirates.
Yeah, all the gimmicks.
Go and watch them train. Go and watch them train for 28 quid. Yeah, and then go and watch. Yeah, so you're watching them train. Then they go out there on the Saturday after they've paid their tickets, getting that game as well. And then they don't do anything that they did in fucking training. Going well, isn't it?
Yeah. New
Going well.
That tells you too. They know they're not threatened by this fan base, because if they were threatened, there's no way they have open practice.
Facts, absolute facts. Big up Tony Woodcock Ledge. Man has more tools than Bob the Builder. That's funny. Mate, Alan, protect this club from the gaffer. 100% Jabril. Big up to you, my brother.
Big up, Jabril.
Big up, mate. Big up to Conrad. If Odegaard needs surgery, where are we buying another attacking mid? If he doesn't get surgery, then the injury thing was just an excuse. Right there.
Yeah, facts.
Right there. We'll probably bring Fabio Vieira back.
Oh, yeah.
Big up Scotty. I'll take this to 7. Here we go. Well, apparently, Arteta is the 7th longest serving manager in the top 5 leagues. Heidenheim's manager is number 1. There you go. 7th longest serving manager in the top 5 leagues around Europe.
And he's won nothing.
Fucking crazy. Listen, we are going to wrap this up because this game's 5 minutes in. You can barely see the pitch because there's smoke everywhere. And this should be a decent game, I think. But every time I watch this league, it stinks. Can't lie. Normally the games are shit, but we'll see. We will see. But Jezza, what you got coming up, mate?
Tomorrow night, 6 or 6:30 with DJ and Guinea. Part 2 of the Jules Graham years, starting back in 1991. And I'm 77 away from 7K subs now, so smash the bloody subs.
Come on, Jezza.
We'll get that done now. Arsenal history and more. Come on, there's 1,500 people in here.
Yeah, let's go. 77 people can
Let's
go.
go.
Arsenal history and more.
Oh, nearly 1-0. But yeah, make sure you get that done, guys. And if you can stop donating, as much as I appreciate them, I have got to get onto this watch along on the other channel. Apparently, it's 200 quid to play at the Emirates on the 26th of May.
Yeah, good night.
That's the day after the last day of the season.
Yeah.
Whippy do.
Yeah, here we go. I bought my new kit. Now I can go down and pay 200 quid to get in the ground and play on the pitch in my new kit.
Lovely.
Hey, can I just address something? Sorry, Lee, to disturb you, but can I say, I get on very well with Cecil G, and he's a very good mate of mine. I did not talk to Robbie Loyal, not once. I haven't had a conversation or any interaction with him in years. All we do is nod to each other. Last time we nodded to each other was at Fulham away. So get your facts right, you idiot. I know all black people look the same to you, you pork chop. But
Kenny, as long as you give me a hug, mate, I don't care, all right?
Under no circumstances, I said hello to Pet Central G. Bloody hell, we go back a long way. And that was the only person I said hello to. I said hello to Ryan Calcio, and that was it. I didn't hug. I hugged Central G, and that's it. I didn't hug anyone else. So get your facts right, you pork chop. And if you want to make it inaccuracies to that, ask at the end of the show. I'll give you my details. You can say that. You can repeat that lie, and it's on. Because I've taken exception to that lie. I was a lie like that. I take exception with that. Really take exception to that.
Seventh longest and probably the biggest loser out of that list. Yeah, probably. Listen, we are going to wrap this up, but DJ, always a pleasure, mate.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Lee. It's always a pleasure this Monday night. I look forward to this so much because it's we just spit the facts, and it's always a pleasure. On with Aaron later on. We will be talking Arsenal again, and be aware if you're coming over on Aaron's because you may get put in some deadly merch that's coming. We've got some surprises coming up, and then obviously during the week I'll be on different things. So big up, Lee. Thank you.
No, nice one, mate. What you got coming up, mate? Big up, mate.
Big up to everybody on the panel. Going to try to be with Deluded Goon. We're trying to figure out what time we're going to line up this week, but I'll be on with him at some point. And then at some point this week or this weekend, I'm going to have a 4K stream. for crossing over the 4K threshold last week.
Come on.
And that's it, man. That's it. And get ready for this this butt whooping on what Sunday we play? Was it Sunday against
Sunday.
Newcastle? Yeah, 4 in a row.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever been done before, is it?
Yeah, I was just going to ask Jez and Ken. I said, have y'all ever seen that? Has that ever been done before? We've been beat by the same team 4 times in a season.
Whoa.
That's a good question. That.
Yeah, we did.
Question.
Wasn't it I think it was Liverpool.
No,
wasn't it?
I don't think it's ever happened, really. Man City,
No, we
no.
lost 3 times to Man United. We lost 3 times through.
Yeah.
He likes breaking records.
Yeah.
we will have the answer on the History Channel. Don't worry.
There you go. All right. And Kenny, what you got coming up, mate? Always love, bro.
Well, I'm with Jess tomorrow, but in between Mrs. John, I'm going to meet my
1-0
new mate.
Atalanta. Bosh, what a finish that is.
I'm going to meet my new mate Did for a chat.
Lookman.
That's what I'm going to do.
You, mate.
Yeah, look, man.
Give some details. Let's have a chat. For that lie.
Can I watch?
On that bombshell,
Yes.
Lookman has just put Atalanta 1-0 up. That's a market opportunity right there, guys.
Quality.
Lovely finish, bottom corner across goal. I'm going to redirect to that right now on the other channel. So make sure you smash the likes up when you get there.
Yeah, big up everyone. Big up the chat.
Yeah, he probably will. He'll end up at Man United or Chelsea. Arm waves are up, lads. The arm waves are through the roof. But spam the chat with Lee Raid, and I'll be there in literally 90 seconds, guys.
Yeah.
Love.
Get and sub and smash. Sub and smash, guys. Come on.